You said that for 44 years, Israel has been a territorial occupier, my word, not yours, but talking about living in occupied lands. Isn't it the history of the world that war changes and redefines and sets borders between and for countries? Once upon a time, there were no borders, and they got established through power and war. And hasn't war simply redefined the borders in the Middle East? And should not the Palestinians recognize that political and territorial geographic reality?
I mean, of course, we live in a part of the world where these changes on the ground have affected the lives of all the nations of the region. What you are seeing today in the Middle East, all these movements to change the governments and the regimes in different parts of the Middle East actually are a byproduct of that colonial rule that divided the Arab world into spheres of influence. You know, the French and the British, you know, the Sykes-Picot Treaty that divided the whole area into spheres of influence between the British and the French occupation there, did influence the course or the direction of political events that followed. But at the end, you know, it's whether the people are happy with the existing situation. And in our case, the Israelis are not only controlling our country by military rule, by military force, they are denying us our simplest human and civil rights. We cannot move from one area to another without going through an Israeli military checkpost that will check our identity cards. We cannot leave our country unless we get a permit from the Israelis or the Israelis approve our departure. And it has had a very, very serious impact on our social, cultural, economic, political development over the last 44 years. So we are a people who are not happy, we are not accepting the status quo, and we want to change that status quo. The only way to do that is to end the Israeli military occupation.